Joshua Smith here, and welcome to the GSD Mode Podcast. Now get shit done and smash that subscribe button now. What is up, my peeps? Joshua Smith here at GSD Mode Studios with another weekly leveling up episode. And today I'm here to talk to you guys about the key to execution. How to go out there and make sure that you are executing each and every single day at the highest possible level. And look, is driven people, entrepreneurs, or whatever you're trying to level up with in your life, whether it's your health and fitness, whether it's, I don't know, your relationships, whether it's athletics, big in business, it doesn't matter what it is. We hear consistently that, oh man, it's all about execution. You got to execute, you know, right? That shit gets smashed into our brains each and every day. But it's very rare that anybody breaks down like, well, what the hell is execution? What does that mean? You know, right? And there is a strategic path, a process, if you will, to execution to ensure that we're executing at the highest level. And that's what I'm going to break down today. And there's three main parts of this. I should say four main parts of execution that we're going to break down today. Now, real quick though, before we jump into that, if you are a real estate agent, team leader, broker owner, and you are looking to level up your real estate business, looking to grow and scale massively your real estate business, and would like to be coached and mentored by me personally for the next 12 months of your life, make sure to check out masterybootcamp.com, where you can learn more about my personal coaching and mentorship program. Again, masterybootcamp.com. Also, if you, again, real estate agent, team leader, brokerage owner that is looking for the most effective as well as the most affordable website CRM provider in the entire industry, if you're looking to generate more leads in your business as well as a system that will allow you to run and operate the whole back end of your real estate business, which every top producer out there understands that their CRM is their number one asset to their business. So if you were looking for the most effective, affordable system out there, make sure to check out perfectstormnow.com. This is the system that I have, that I utilize in my business, that helps me become one of the top team leaders and real estate agents on the planet. So again, perfectstormnow.com. All right, let's jump on into this. So the key to execution. So the first part of this, you guys have heard me talk about a lot here on these leveling ups, because I can't think of anything more important than this. When it comes to our leveling up journeys, the only way that we are going to go out there and level up, do the things that it takes each and every day, because you got to understand and always know that you do not accomplish your goals. You grow into your goals, right? And this is something that Jim Rohn preached for years. You know, right? We have to grow into our goals. We have to become the person that is capable of accomplishing those goals before they become accomplished, right? So this becomes so essential, you guys. So step number one is to get clarity on what you want. Because at the end of the day, man, like if you're going to spend the next, I don't know, decade of your life, or even a month of your life, or whatever, or even if it's a day, climbing a mountain, you want to make sure that view at the top of that mountain is the view that you wanted. So spend that time getting clarity on what it is that you want. Look, we have one opportunity at this life. Life is extremely brief. However, there's plenty enough time for any of us to accomplish what we truly want to accomplish, as long as we know what that thing is. And then we spend each and every day making the right daily decisions, and we adopt the right behaviors and so forth that lead to that goal getting accomplished. We have plenty enough time to make that happen, right? But you got to make sure that you have clarity, because otherwise you're just going to miss that mark altogether and die like 99% of the rest of humanity with a laundry list of regrets. So we don't want that to happen. So get very clear on what it is that you want. What do you honor most? What do you want most? When you're on your deathbed, when you're reflecting back, playing those tapes back, like what do you want to have said about your life, right? So get clarity on what it is that you want. And then from there, it's understanding, as I mentioned before, what execution is. So there's three main parts to execution itself. Do you know what to do, right? So that's part number one. Do you know what to do? Part number two is, do you know how to do it? Part number three is, are you doing the freaking work? You know, if I know what to do, then I know how to do it. Then from there, am I doing the work? So let's again break these down at a deeper level. Do you know what to do? Well, if you don't know what to do, and this is a very common thing, you know, right? Like when I'm figuring out what my vision is, what my goals are, I don't get caught up in the how-tos. I don't want to get caught up in the problem, the puzzle, whatever. I just want to think about what is possible, what it is that I want and why I want it. I'm not going to get caught up in that. Well, how do I make that a reality? Not initially. right? So it can be very common to not know what to do initially. Well, if we don't know what to do, then you got to go out there and figure out what the plan is. Right? You got to identify. So I'm going to go out there and find. If I don't know exactly what steps to do, that I need to be taking out there, the next moves that I'm going to be taking out there, well, I'm going to go out there and spend the time finding the plan. I'm going to find somebody that's created the success that I want to create. And then go out there and find that best plan. And a lot of times that plan can be in a book. It can be on a podcast. It can be in a course. It can be from a mentor. It can be sometimes I might just be a friend that I can reach out to, or somebody that I can have a conversation with. It might be a consultant or so forth. But we got to figure out what to do, right? So we know those steps of what to do. Okay, I need to do this, then I need to do this, then I need to do this, then I need to do this, and so forth. Then the next step is, do you know how to do it? Right? So knowing what to do versus knowing how to do it, those are two different things, right? Like it might be like, okay, hey, well, I know for me to accomplish the vision that I need to accomplish, I need to grow the #1 podcast here in the real estate agent industry, right? So when I started this podcast, I mean, that was something I got very clear on. Okay, I got it. People got to know who I am. I got to make a big impact. If I want to have a big impact on my life, I need to impact others' lives on a big scale. Right. So I'm like, okay, for as far as what to do, right. It was, okay, I'm going to go out there and create the #1 podcast in our industry. So then from there, that was the what. Then I got to figure out the how to. Okay, well, shit, what do I, like, how do I do this? Right? How do I upload podcasts? How do I reach out to people to schedule the podcast? How do I ask engaging right questions? How do I create content? How do I record the podcast? How do I upload these to iTunes, to Stitcher, to Google Play, to Spotify, to YouTube? Right? How do I distribute this content out there? Those are the kind of minute details that, from the step to step things that we got to know how to do it. If you're a real estate agent, well, man, okay, hey, I need to go out there and if I got to go out there and gain more buyers. How am I going to go out there and gain more buyers? Okay, well, I'm going to do open houses. I'm going to do Facebook ads. All right, well, then now I got to start breaking those down. Now that I identified the plan, okay, well, then what do I do step by step for each of those to create massive success in those? So we got to make sure, if you don't know how to do it, right? Again, you go out there and figure that stuff out. And you guys, and this isn't to, I know that I have a real estate coaching program. This isn't to try to sell you on a coach, right? If sometimes a coach is the answer. There's times for me that finding a coach or finding a course has been the answer. But there's been as many, if not more times, that I could find it in a book. I could find it in a YouTube video. I could find it on sources like Udemy, right? I could go out there and gain this stuff for free. I could just type that shit into Google, right? Again, because when we know what to do, the how is pretty easy because of Google, man. You just type that shit in that keyboard, bam, 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 finger peck that shit in there. Like, dude, a lot of times we can discover the path, right? Of the steps of what to do. Now, the third component is really the hardest. Are you doing the work? So many, and I'll just say all of us, because I know for a fact this has happened to all of us. Well, I shouldn't say a fact. I know it's happened to me and everybody that I've talked to, right? So you might be the one unicorn that's listening or watching this that this doesn't happen to, but so often it comes down to, okay, I know what to be doing. I know how to do it. I know why it's important for me to go out there and create the life that I know I want and deserve, but why the fuck am I not doing the things I know I should be doing? I know how to do, I know what to do. Why am I still not taking action on these every single day? Right? If you're not doing the work every single day, and for those of you that are entrepreneurs, one of the hardest parts of entrepreneurship, it isn't the what, it isn't the how, it's the self-accountability. Right? We get this freedom of schedule, freedom of time jumping to an entrepreneur. You don't have a manager that's forcing you to show up at this time, that's forcing you to do these tasks. Right? You've got to become self-managed, self-accountable, and that's extremely difficult for most people. And if you're not holding yourself accountable, if you're not doing the daily work, it is because you were not truly sold on your clarity. The first thing that we talked about, the clarity of what you want and why that's important to you. It's because if you are not getting up every single day and wanting to take action, if you're not getting up every single day and taking action, even if you don't want to take action, like look, this morning, it's a Saturday morning, I'm here in the office right now creating this video for you guys right now. I didn't want to get up in here, man. You know, my kids were just waking up. My wife was, family time in the morning. You know, I had a crazy week. I wasn't able to record this during the week. I had to drive my ass into the studio here and create this video. You know, now that I'm here, I'm loving it and I've got my energy and I'm excited. So often we don't have the motivation to do the task until we're involved in that task itself. You know, right? But when you are clear on what you want and why you want it, and that thing becomes an absolute must for you in life, you will take action regardless of your motivational state or not. Now, we'll create a lot more motivation for you, right? There's days like I don't set an alarm clock. I haven't for years. I wake up super early in the morning, 7 days a week without setting an alarm, right? Because I want to get up. I want to start self-developing. I want to improve myself and so forth. Now, in the beginning, it wasn't that way. It took a lot of years of conditioning, myself to get there. But when you are extremely clear on what you want, why you want it, why it's important to you, and why that must be accomplished in your life. And until your wants become a must, you will not take the necessary action. You will not execute the way that you need to execute in your life. Your wants must become a must. And here's the difference, right? A want is, oh, that would be nice to have. I should be doing these things. That would be nice to have these things. Again, a must is, I cannot live my life without this thing. A must is like the success that you're trying to create. You need that as bad in your world as you need oxygen. And you might be like, oh, dude, Josh, I don't just have those musts. I'm not driven that way. You have musts in your life. If you're a parent, I guarantee it's a must for you to provide food and shelter and clothing and, the essentials for your kids. Right? So you have musts. Right? You just need to tap into your dreams, your goals, your visions, and make those as much of a must as eating, breathing, providing shelter for yourself, for your family is. Like, you have to make it where, dude, my life will not be complete unless this is now a non-negotiable. Now, if you are struggling with this, and here's the clusterfuck of this and the mindfuck of this, you guys, is the more successful you become, the harder this thing, that getting clarity on these musts become as well. Right? Like when I first jumped into real estate, broke as a joke, never made more than $10 an hour, sick and tired of being broke. Plus I put myself in a situation where I burned the ships. I didn't have a job. If I didn't put a deal under contract my first 30 days, I was fucked. I was going to have to drop out of the business, become a statistic. Like, I didn't have a choice but to start producing, right? And when you're broke, there's a lot of drive there. To go out there and start making some money. But then you start making some money, having success, and life gets pretty damn good. Next thing you know, let's just say you're making $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 a year. You got a great team around you, great support around you. You're providing for your family. You're no longer struggling. You're able to take the vacations that you want. Right? It gets that much more difficult to be like, oh, well, shit, man. When I sat out on this mission, I wanted to become a multimillionaire. I wanted to become a billionaire, whatever it may be. It gets harder, right? The more success that we create, because we get more comfortable in life. So you're going to have different seasons, right? I mean, I've had different times where it's like, dude, I'm on fire for years. I hit a goal and all of a sudden, man, I start to lose that fire. I get comfortable. I have to because again, I start looking at, again, with execution, do I know what to do? Do I know how to do? And then am I doing the work? It's that simple, right? So anytime I'm not doing the work and I know what to do and how to do it, and I'm not executing on the work that needs to get done, now I need to go to work on that. And resetting my purpose, resetting my vision. And probably the most powerful book that I can think of that I've read about a dozen times over the years. This is a book by Oprah. I highly recommend it for any of you if you are having difficulty doing the work each and every single day, right? I highly recommend this book. It's called The Path Made Clear by Oprah Winfrey. And don't just read it once. Don't just read it twice. Read this thing as many times as it takes, man. You go through as you're reading the chapters and you have something that hits you, that gets you emotional, right? Because this book, if you're anything like me, man, it made me emotional, right? When those things hit, man, you pause it or you put the book down. You pull out your pen. You start writing. You start reflecting. Don't just let the words hit your fucking ears and then go out the other ear. And then you're just wasting more time. Might as well just be watching Netflix, right? Don't get through the books. Get from the books. Right? But I'm telling you guys, man, this book is extremely powerful, and everybody I've recommended it to that had lost clarity in their life, that had read this book, and again, read it 2, 3, 4 times, and took the time to pause and journal on it and so forth and apply this to their life. Everybody that I've talked to that's went through that process, it's been profound in their life. So I highly recommend that. So again, you guys, if you have clarity on what you want, why you want it, then from there, it's just execution, right? Because each and every day exists to get you one step closer to the outcome that you're trying to create. That's all that this is, right? Each and every day. Let's just say I'm sleeping 8 hours. I got 16 hours to go out there and take action. So every single day exists to get me one step closer to create the life that I truly want to go out there and create, right? And then of course too, we got to make sure that in that 16 hours that we're living each day, that we're enjoying the business, we're enjoying the process, we're enjoying our families as well. Don't just get so caught up in living in the future, but every single day should be moving that needle forward to getting one step closer to that goal that you're accomplishing. And I find when you're doing that, right, when you're planning each day, you're reflecting each day, staying focused on the vision that you have, right, it allows you to enjoy each and every day at a higher level. You learn to really start to love the process. So what went good? What went good with this? What went bad? What can I improve? Right? We just become each day is we're just a student of this game of life. I'm playing a game of life, right? I know what the end game is, how I win that game. So each and every day, man, I'm just jumping in, I'm just playing that game. Right? It allows me to not also let the emotional clusterfucks of life get to me when I treat this as a game. Right? None of us are getting out of this life alive, so don't take it too seriously, right? But when we do this, right, then from there, we've got clarity on that. Then from there, each and every day, do I know what to, this is execution. Do you know what to do? Do you know how to do it? Right? And then are you doing the work? Then this also applies. Those of you that are watching this, that have teams, that have staff, that have employees, right? This is the same process that I go through with any of my teammates. Right? If they're not hitting their quotas, if they're not hitting their results, if they're not winning in their position, I'm going to break down, okay, do you know what to do? Do you know how to do it? Now are you doing the fucking work? Right? It's that simple. And if one of those is missing, oh, well, I don't know what to do. Okay. Let's identify what to do. What is to do? That's it. That's more of a training, onboarding, whether I know how to train them. Maybe I got to bring in a consultant, so forth. I'm constantly having to bring in outside trainers to train my staff and so forth. I don't have the skill sets for every single position in my, inside my business. So do you know what to be doing? Do you know how to do those tasks? Right? If they don't know how to do those tasks, I don't have clarity here. I don't know exactly what to do in this step. I'm missing it. Okay, let's go back to onboarding, go back into training, make sure that they know what to do and how to do it. Then from there, are they doing the work? And if they're not doing the work, I'll tell them, give them the same advice that I just walked you guys through. I'll have them do vision boards. I'll help them with that. But eventually, if these become reoccurring issues, that person's not going to have a seat inside my organization. Right? Here's the reality for it. Like, we're not firing ourselves like we fire maybe teammates or employees, right? But you are firing yourself if you are not taking this action and treating this just like you would with a staff member, just like you would with an employee, and treating yourself with that same focus, that same intensity, right? And when I say you're firing yourself, like you got to live in this, whatever, this human shell each and every day. So you're stuck with it. What I mean though is you're firing your dreams, right? You're just choosing to fire your dreams and your vision and not accomplish those. So yeah, you are firing yourself, and in essence, it has way more of a negative impact than necessarily to fire somebody else inside your organization, right? So keep executing each and every day. Get clarity on what you want. Always identify what to do, how to do it, and then do the damn work. And the reason I wanted to break these steps down is so if you are missing on any one of these, now you know what to go to work on, right? Because a lot of times we're just like, oh, I'm not executing. I just need to be more disciplined. Discipline is bullshit, right? We all have limited amounts of willpower. We all have limited amounts of discipline. The most disciplined human beings on the planet, at least that appear to be the most disciplined, these super achievers, they're not more disciplined than you and me, right? I'm not more disciplined than you. Even though you might see me, oh, Josh, get shit done, GSD mode, you just take action each and every day. But look, I don't rely on discipline. I create systems. I create my environment to allow me to win. I create parameters and environments where it makes it easy for me to win and very difficult for me to lose, right? So I create systems and I follow processes and I structure my day and my environment to allow me to win. So I never have to rely on discipline. So got to get that shit out of your head. If you're not executing, get the reason and excuse out of your head that you're not disciplined enough or so forth, right? It just boils down to these processes, these steps that I walked you through today. This is the true key. And I learned this from my mentors over the years, and I've been able to apply it, and it continues to help me execute more and more and more each and every single day. So anyway, I hope you guys found this helpful. Keep up the amazing work, keep executing, keep kicking ass, and I will see you next time. Peace. I hope you enjoyed this GSD Mode podcast episode. Now make sure you get shit done and smash that subscribe button now.